Welcome to our Monday night team call. So glad to see your faces. Welcome here, everybody. Tonight, we're going to be talking a little bit about lies we believe. And me and Penny had a conversation about this. A lot of you guys have watched the video that Christina Williams did, and we have shared it to the team page. If you have not seen it, you will want to after we have talked about it. I am positive. There's only certain pieces that we're pulling out of it right now and sharing, but I highly encourage you after we have shared on it that you go and grab the other piece of it as well if you haven't so already. So I'm going to hand it over to Penny, and she has had some excellent thoughts on what she wants to share with us.
Okay, so when I watched that their team call, I was really struck by the lies and I got really dark there for a second. Just a sec. That's better. I can see a little bit now. I was just really struck by the lies versus the truth. And everything that she was reading as far as the lies went, I have said or I have believed. And even up until last month, the last we're struggling tonight, peeps. Anyways, the last lie really was the one that I struggled with the most last month. So when she read out the lies, I just thought, oh, that's really powerful. And then she came out with the truths that counteracted the lies. And that was even more powerful to me because she used scripture. And you can kind of take this and apply it to any area of your life where you're struggling with doing things, any kind of a position that you might have outside of what you do with Plexus. I don't think it's really any different, but I'm just going to get right into it. The first thing I want to say is Christina made a comment at the beginning that March 11th is the quiet day when not much is happening. And that's when people tend to give up because they're starting to get discouraged. Well, today is March 11th. So do not get discouraged because we still have however many days left of the month. It's not even the middle of the month. So if it is quiet, nothing's happening. That doesn't mean that something's not going to happen. So um, don't let today mess you up. Oh, it's the 10th? Oh, tomorrow's the 11th. The 10th is the calm before the storm. There you go. Or the storm before the calm. Let's put it that way. Okay, let's just get going. So the first lie was this. You really think this time will be different? You've set your goals before and you didn't hit them. And that's the lie. Like I've thought that. I've thought that a lot. And then the truth is this, according to Isaiah 43, verses 18 and 19, forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Always saying, it's not going to be any different than the next month kind of takes power away from what God really wants to do in you and in your business as well. Like most of what we do is what happens between our ears and in our hearts. So don't be discouraged because see, I'm doing a new thing. And you can't see it unless you allow that to happen. The other thing is the Lord directs the steps of the godly. He delights in every detail of their lives. Psalm 37:23. I love that he delights in every detail of our lives. Your success is in God's hands, and your job is obedience, and the results are up to Him. Your past does not define your future, and God is always making things new. Number 2 is, I don't have what it takes. I think all of us have thought that, especially when you start. When someone's like, "Oh, you'd be so good at this." No, I don't have what it takes. Well, how do you know if you know it, if you have what it takes, if you haven't tried it? There's a lot of people who are so that you would look at and think there's no way that they're 6-figure, 7-figure earners, but they are because they had what it took. The truth is this: God doesn't call the qualified; He qualifies the called, and that's 1 Corinthians 1:27. So if He put this opportunity in front of you, He will equip you for it. Number 3 is I lost momentum. I added this, or I lost my team, and I don't know how to get them back. I don't know how to get it back. Truth is, he gives power to the weak and strength to the powerless. That's Isaiah 40:29. You don't have to do this alone. God provides strength when you feel weak, and he blesses your effort. And that is the truth. The days when you're like, I'm not doing anything today, but then you sit down and reach out to one person, that's your next sign up. I don't know how it works, but it just works that way. So don't get discouraged about that. If you lose momentum, you just have to step on the gas a little bit and your wheels will start rolling. Number 4 is the lie is I see other people hitting big goals, but I'm just not like them. And the truth is this: I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. That's Psalm 139, verse 14. You were created with unique gifts, and you don't have to be like them to succeed. Everybody looks different. And the people that are on your team or that you want on your team, or even in your back office, the people that you get to love on, you're the only person who can do it well for them. And someone else could try and step in and do it, but they wouldn't do it as well as you. And guaranteed those people would probably come and find you if they weren't with someone else. So you need to be who you need to be, because there's people who are waiting for you to be who they need you to be. If that makes sense. So you're unique. All of us are unique. We all have a place at the table. Number 5 is I don't want to get my hopes up and be disappointed. And the truth is this: now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we could ask or imagine. Ephesians 3:20. I love that. I'm a big imaginer. My imaginer gets broken from time to time. But if God can do immeasurably more than what we can imagine, then maybe we just leave it in his hands and just be obedient to what he's put in front of us that day. God is not limited by your past experiences. So dream bigger, because he's already ahead of you. Okay. Number 6 is this: the lie is people will judge me for going all in. Oh, the judgment of people. This is always a fun one. The truth is, if God is for us, who can be against us? Romans 8:31. So this is what I say: let them. Who cares? They're not paying your bills. They're not walking your journey. They're not growing. They're not learning what you're learning. So let them judge you. Who really gives a flip? People's opinions don't define you, because God's calling on your life does. And what he says matters. Your obedience to that matters. Number 7, the lie is I don't have a big enough network. And the truth is this: the earth is the Lord's and everything in it. Psalm 24:1, which just means, oh my gosh, how many people are in your city? How many people follow you on Facebook? How many people do you follow? How many people are all around the world who just need what we have? I said this to a lady at church on Sunday. She came up to me and said, my daughter knows you really well, and she's in my team. So we started talking, and she's like, I can't remember how she knows you. So I told her, this is how she knows me. And I really love this lady. I love her. She's just an amazing human being. And her mom is lovely and sweet. And so she was asking for some videos, because I have another daughter who could really benefit from these products. And I'm like, this is how I look at it. I don't feel like I'm stalking people. I feel like I get to share this with you, so you can share this with your daughter, because it said it's sort of like how we share Jesus with people. Everybody needs Jesus. I don't care who you are. Everybody needs him. It's just the way that God has made it and planned it. If I have something in my hand and I'm not sharing it with you because I'm afraid of what you might think of me, or that you think I'm stalking you or I'm one of those crazy people, then shame on me, because this could be the thing that changes the whole trajectory of your life. You can say no to me. I'm a big girl. I can take it. But if I don't share this, then that's not being a very good steward of what God's put in front of me. So that's kind of how I put it to her. And she's like, send me the info. So I did. So, like, that's just whether it goes anywhere or not, it doesn't matter because I did what was in front of me at that time. And your network will expand because she's not looking for herself. She's looking for her daughter, but she will eventually be looking for herself. So God owns it all, including the people you haven't met yet. He will provide the right people at the right time. Number 8, the lie is, I'm not a natural leader. Well, guess who else said that? Moses. Moses said, I'm not a natural leader. Why are you using me? Well, guess what? Aaron became his talking piece because he had a stammer and he thought, I can't talk to these people. But Aaron could. Aaron could, and he helped Moses. But Moses was still the leader. Moses couldn't have done it on his own. So this is what I'll say. If you don't have a team that you're working with who actually wants to build the business, they're coming. Find them. They might be in your back office, but write down the things that you really want to see your team be like, and then go look for those people because those people are going to help you become the best leader you could possibly be because they're going to help along the way. So those would be my 2 cents for that. The truth is, do not say, I am too young. You must go to everyone I send you to. That's Jeremiah 1:7. Leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing, and God will equip you as you go. The number 9 lie is, I feel behind. It's too late to make this month count. Oh my gosh, that was me last month. It's too late. And you know what? It reflected. It reflected in my paycheck this month. So don't ever say that. That's just the dumbest thing. It's a cop-out. The truth is, I will restore to you the years the locusts have eaten, and I'm claiming that for our family. Joel 2:25. God is in the business of restoration. He can do more in 1 month of obedience than you could do in years of hesitation. So I thought that was really powerful. Number 10 is the lie is, I don't trust myself to follow through. The truth is, being confident in this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. God doesn't start things in you that he doesn't intend on finishing. Trust him, not just yourself. And then the last one is, wouldn't it be easier if I just sat this one out? And the truth is, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. That's Galatians 6:9. The harvest is coming, but only for those who stay in the field. And how many times do we say the only ones who lose are the ones who give up? I just heard a story. I can't remember who I heard it from either. Probably one of the things I was watching, but they stayed in the business. Well, I think it was, yeah, I don't remember. Anyway, they stayed in the business. They had been in for, what was it, 9 years before their business took off, but they didn't quit. Like, she stayed at one income. I think it was between $400 and $600 a month. And then one day, everything clicked and she took off. So just because it takes you 9 years to get to where you want to go, so what? Isn't that pretty great? If you could get there and if you can get there right away, then that's even better. But if you're like me and it takes a little bit longer, like, that was really encouraging to me. I thought, okay, if I don't quit, if I stay in the game, then what I'm hoping for is going to come, because this is the job I have chosen. It is our job. It's our job to love on people. It's our job to share the hope that we have. It's our job to share our successes. And you know what? Even sometimes our losses with the people that we're reaching out to. It's just be yourself, be authentic, and just know that, like, even if you're not a believer, the Bible is full of really good wisdom. So you just have to crack open Proverbs, start reading some of that, and start encouraging yourself that way. It's not going to hurt you, that's for sure. But I loved how she counteracted all the lies with truth. So the next time you start to feel a little bit like any of these lies, because everything I think is covered on this, on these pages, just find that team call and flip it open and just listen to it because it's really super encouraging. Anyways, that's really all I have to say. But my last question will be, which will you choose, the lies or the truth?
Goodness, that is so good. That is so good. I think we all know that we want to choose the truth, but we find ourselves sometimes easily slipping into the ditch of the lies, right? When something doesn't go right, or time passes and you haven't done the work or the consistency that you promised yourself you should. But I want to hear from you guys and anybody that's willing to unmute and share a little bit. Which one of those is a particular one that you might have overcome, are dealing with, or are currently working on? I think it's a safe space to share these things. And I think it's safe to say that we all deal with these. There's no point in life of where you stop and you say, oh, I don't, that doesn't bother me anymore. I'm done and over. No, this will be something that you're overcoming all the time, because you're always continually growing and you're always meeting new people. Yeah, definitely the devil wants you to think that you're alone, right? And then I'm not going to talk about that because goodness, like no one else, look at them, they're doing well, just not me. No, it's actually all of us. And the more that we share, the easier it is to see that everybody walks their own road. So I'm just going to allow you guys to unmute if you want to share.
I'll go first, break the ice, and then somebody follow me, okay? What I was thinking about through all, like I watched Christina's video today, and first of all, I love her. I love how real she is and authentic and sharing the ups and downs, and that when she made this training, she made it in while thinking about what she would have needed to hear at her best and her worst. Because let's be real, this journey is never going to be linear. Success doesn't go like this. It just doesn't. We start, we get this big oomph, we think we're doing amazing, and then sometimes we crash and burn. Sometimes life happens. Sometimes we go through really hard things. And it makes us wonder, why am I even doing this? Why am I even here? What is the purpose if it's going to be this hard? And the truth behind that is it's just life. Life is hard. Life is difficult. We do not live in a perfect world, and there's a lot of things that we are going to struggle through. The beauty of this community is that we don't have to do it alone. A lot of people walk through these difficult things alone, and we don't have to. We have each other. We get to be here as a family. We get to have each other to support each other. And I am so grateful for that, for one. I'm so grateful for the fact that this community encourages so much growth. Because I wouldn't have made it through a lot of things if it hadn't been for the growth I had done. I would still be stuck in so many of those same places, because that growth taught me things about myself that I never knew before. Every step we take is a part of that journey. Every step, even if it feels like it's backwards, is a part of your story. It is a part of who you're becoming. And most of all, it is a part of what somebody might need to hear from you someday. Everything we go through, it sounds so wrong, but everything we go through is for a purpose. Even the most difficult parts. My most difficult season has been so essential in me helping other people. in me being able to support my team in areas that I never would have been able to if it hadn't been for the things that I went through. Um, and it's so difficult to sometimes not lean into the lies. And like mom said, you're never going to arrive and all of a sudden everything is just perfect. You won't. You won't. It's not real because I constantly have lies that I combat in my head every single day. Still, like, do I even know how to build a silver? Yeah, I've done it before, but do I actually know how? Like, those are things that we say, we're human. We are so human. There's nothing wrong with being human. And the beauty of that is it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to all be coordinated. It is meant to be messy. It is meant to be real. It is meant to be authentic, that we just show up and we just show our hearts. And we're just here because we love people and we want to make a difference in the world. And so we all have these lies. We all have hard times. We all have things that we're going through. What they said on stage at Leaders Retreat, circumstances don't matter because we all have them. We all have them. And we all have lies and we all have things we're working through, but we're not alone. And don't let the devil make you believe that lie because we're not. And I have no idea if I stayed on, but that was just what was on my heart all day today. And I love you guys and I'm so grateful for this community. So when you're sitting down today to do your IPA, think about that person that you are about to talk to. I just messaged a mom because she messaged me crying saying, my husband works 60 hours a week and my kids never get to see him. Oh, I said, that's how I grew up. My dad was gone all the time. That's how I grew up. And that's why I didn't want that for my kids. And that is why we do what we do. We do this because we are changing lives, not just other people's, but ourselves too, by helping other people. And I'm just really feeling it today. So I love you guys. And now I want to hear from all of you.
I guess I could add a little part of it. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. I guess one thing I always, like Penny was talking about, is staying positive within everything. I don't have good months, and the good months seem like they come when they're supposed to. Like September, it happened for a reason, and I earned a cruise. Things are happening at the right time when they're supposed to happen. And I always have to tell myself that I'm filling my cup. And then when people are not interested or they just know or ignore me, which drives me up the wall, I'm sure some of you can relate. It doesn't mean that I'm not doing a good job or that, I'm not pouring enough into it. I'm just filling my cup and that I'm not giving up on what I'm sharing with people and that my time will come. The right people will come around. No's don't mean that I'm not doing a good job. And when I first started, I know that Holly kept telling me, filling your cup, filling your cup. And I think she got that from you, Marge, but she says, Marge always tells me this. And that just stuck with me because I always have to keep just filling my cup and not stressing because I can be so hard on myself. And Lane gives me heck all the time for that. Every little thing, I'm always hard on myself. And this is one thing I'm focusing on, especially with my business part, is not to be hard on myself and that I'm doing a good job. It doesn't just because I don't have 50 people in 2 months doesn't mean I'm doing a bad job or sorry, 5, not 50. Yeah, so that's kind of what's on my mind.
I'm gonna try to share. So for those of you that know me, work is not my problem. It's all the other things, right? Sometimes I'm a little bit enabling. I do too much. I want it for people. So I really sit down every year between December 26th and January 1st, and I look back and I'm really critical with myself. I analyze all the things and I set goals. In the past kind of 6 months of 2024, I was really getting honest about why I'm not maybe moving forward and really being honest about the hiccups. And there's been some circumstances, but like, what do I need to do? And you guys, I had the plan of all mother plans. I sat down with every person on my household. We redid our homeschooling plan. We had a chore plan. We had a weekend plan. We had a meal plan. We had a month plan. I had a week plan. I was like, I am going to nail this year and I will be Emerald by June because there was not one section of my life that wasn't a billion% organized. Like January 1st, I was like, I'm good to go, baby. Um, by January 11th, there was two deaths in my world, one friend and one family, and two injuries in my family. And by January 28th, I really started to think deeply about it was the day of my grandpa's funeral, and my son's dog went missing, and we were pretty sure he was dead. So I was walking in a blizzard that morning, a couple hours before the funeral, and I got stuck in this hole. And I was like, is my why bigger than trauma and tragedy? Like, if something bad were to happen, bigger than what had happened, but if something really big happened, would I keep going? And I was contemplating this. 3 days later, I ended up in the hospital for however long. And since then, we've had two more deaths. And one was my brother, and that cut really deep. And we just buried him Saturday. So today, I was like, I have all the reasons and excuses in the world to not show up because it's been thing upon thing upon thing. But I'm just like, how do I keep going forward? Because I feel like the whack-a-mole, at the game where you stick your head up and then you get whacked down. And I'm just like, all of my plans are gone. Like I can't catch up to them. But this morning I just woke up and was like, amongst this all, what can I do? Who can I reach out to? And I can use today as an excuse to do nothing again. But I'm so far behind and I'm so off schedule. And I had probably every single one of those lies Penny said, or at least every other one at some point in the last 3 weeks. So today I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm going to do a few things. And so I messaged a couple people, and one of my level ones called me, and she was like, couldn't kind of believe what was happening. And she said, so why did you even message me today about business? Like, why are you working? And I said, there's so many things. And you can go down the road of if only. If my brother was healthier, maybe the fall wouldn't have killed him. If my nephew was healthier, maybe he'd be okay. Maybe the funeral would have been easier if we had financial freedom and Fred didn't have to track how many days off does he get for this one and how many days. But at the core, this isn't about me anymore. And I think that's really solidifying. No matter what bad things happen to me, other people need this. And so through talking to her, somehow she's like, let's meet on Sunday if you can. I'm ready to do this business. I see this. I'm inspired. And I don't know that I'm going to meet any of my goals this year. I don't know that. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, right? But at the core, there's always a reason not to do the work. There always is. It can be a giant reason or it can be a little reason because I can say, work doesn't matter. I just lost a giant piece of my heart. Do supplements matter when someone that you love so deeply dies? Do they matter? And a lot of people would say, no, they don't. Just don't work because it doesn't matter. But what if it does? And what if it's not about us? And so I guess the thing I've been going through all year is digging how deep is my why? And is it big enough to look past me and put the prizes on the shelf and put the contests on the shelf and don't get obsessed with it. Just work because this is what like we're meant to do. I don't know if that makes sense. But I did that today and it was hard. And I had some people literally say, um, yeah, you've kind of been absent and it made me realize I don't really want this and I've lost more people. But maybe that's okay. Maybe they weren't meant to be. And maybe I was dragging some people and maybe this whole thing is meant I let some people go. So lies, truth, actions. Today I just decided to do the thing and it felt hard, but it felt okay.
That's incredible. I'm so proud of you, Shelley. There's so many things that a person can learn walking through the valley, and just there's nothing that will compare to actually doing it yourself and understanding that this is not just about us. Like that's the big, big piece there. I'm so glad that you shared that. Because in light of that, don't the lies just look foolish? To like, in light of that, nothing else matters aside from the people that we love, right? And how we can help them. Anybody else want to share on that? If not, then we'll follow. Thank you for sharing, guys. And I feel like it's so good for us to every now and again do something deep, because it really exposes that lies are just so trivial. Like listening to Shelley and then thinking about the lies that Penny read off, it just, you know, nothing matters then, right? It doesn't even, we know truths then so clearly. With that, I'm going to share a little bit on the ending part of where Christina talks about mapping and point goals, because that is what is going to grow your business. That is where you're going to be having to have your focus. And it's not too late to start. It is only March 10th. And so regardless of where you're at, regardless of what you feel is the projection of your month, start with a clean slate after tonight. And then send that message. Have that conversation, right? And then have another one. Because just going to mute that. I feel like sometimes we take it too seriously of what we expect is going to happen, and we forget the fun part. We forget we're just here to share. We're just the messenger, right? We're the hands and feet of where we sometimes try to carry it all, and God says, move over. All these things are going to happen in your life, and I'm going to do it regardless if you're here or not. And so sometimes I've shared a little bit about certain seasons of our lives where our business grew a lot, and I was technically not really even involved. And it's just such a big lesson for God to teach us that if we are obedient in doing the thing and sharing, He will bring the people. I'm going to share quickly the short 6-minute video that Jordan Roddenberry did today. It is sweet, to the point, clear, and I feel like it lifted a lot of extra lies that were attached. And so I hope that you, I don't know, maybe we're going to share a little bit on it afterward. I'm just quickly going to play it. Can you guys see that? Oh gosh.
In March, there is a really fun incentive going on this month, as you've probably already seen, and it has to do with free iPads, Apple Watches, or a red light therapy mask. And my name is Jordan. I've been doing this for a little over 7 years, and I have done this many times. I have helped 6 people in 1 month many times. And so if you're watching this, you want the real talk on how to do that, how to go get it. And whether you own a business with Plexus, and this is something you do often, or if you are somebody here that is like, yeah, I think I want to earn an iPad, all the same actions apply. And so I'm just going to shoot you straight and tell you what I am going to do and what I suggest to do to go grab one of these things. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go do is I'm going to share on social media. Some of you guys have the luxury of working maybe in an office, or you're a teacher and you can have some one-on-one conversations, but the majority of my conversations start on social media. And so I'm going to go post, and I'm going to post often. I'm going to post things about my story. I'm going to post things about why I started Plexus, what it's helped me with, what it's helped maybe your friend that helped you get started. Share what it's helped them with. I'm going to keep these posts very, very short, and I'm going to post non-Plexus things in between. Very important. And so I'm also going to use my stories as an opportunity to tell people that, hey, this actually tastes good. This helps with things like bloating and energy without caffeine. And just be very, very relational, because a lot of people think this is just about weight loss, and it does help with weight loss, but that is not all this does. And so I really want to show people what this is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get loud about, I call it my storefront. My storefront is open. If you are looking for help, my storefront is open. You can purchase from me. Most people don't know that you have a referral link. They need to know that you have one and that you can help them. So making sure that the open sign is bright green, like I'm open for your business. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm going to start conversations. Y'all, I have been doing this for a long time now. This is my full-time job. This is our family's, not, I wouldn't say primary income, but it's definitely provides a lot of income for our family. And but all that being said, I still have to start conversations. And my sponsor came to me for 2 entire years. My friend came to me for 2 whole years saying, hey, is this the right time? Is this something you need? And so, y'all, it is very likely that your friend has been struggling and is struggling silently, or they are trying lots of things and they need you to go start a conversation with them. Because what if this actually helps them? What if it actually helps them? And so this helped me a ton. And I share very boldly and confidently. And whether you are brand new to this or you have this like big, huge story, borrow my belief. This stuff works. I am off of all my medications. My daughter no longer has these crazy eczema flares. My husband hasn't passed out from blood sugar crashes. This works. And so what I might do is I'm going to go start some conversations. You can, if you are newer, you can go to start a conversation with your mom. Hey, mom, listen, I started Plexus to help my XYZ. And so far, so good. I know that you've been struggling with XYZ. I am just curious if I can show you what this Plexus thing is. It might help you too. Very simple. Also, all the people that are liking your posts. Hey, thanks for liking my posts. Are you just liking it because you're being super supportive, which I'm super grateful for? Or did you want information on what I'm doing? I'm happy to share. And if people are commenting or messaging you and saying, what is this picture? What are you doing? All you need to do is you need to go in and be like, hey, I would love to show you more information about this. I'm still pretty new, but share with me what you're struggling with and I'll get the right information in your hands. Tell me what your health goals are and send them a little chart that has all the symptoms on it. You guys do not overcomplicate this. You go get your open sign open. Make sure people know, hey, you actually have a link that can be shared. Second thing is you need to go start conversations with people. You need to get in Messenger with people. And for somebody like me, who's been doing this for a minute, I need to go start probably more conversations that you do. But you, if you are newer and you haven't shared Plexus very much, or if any at all, then guess what? You're going to have an easier time. So go to your mom, go to your friend, go to that text group with all your best friends in it that's always talking about their Alani news and how tired they are or how constipated they are, and just be like, hey, y'all, I've been doing Plexus for a while. Does anybody like want to watch a video on what this is? I have a feeling this could be helpful for you. Go share with a few friends that you know need this. And my favorite thing is if you are watching this video, most likely you are newer. My favorite thing is to start that conversation and just say, hey, listen, I'm still new. I am so sorry that you're struggling with all the things you just told me. And I'm going to put you in a message with my friend Jordan or whoever your sponsor is. I'm going to put you in a message with them and they're going to give you the best help possible. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put us in a message together. She's super cool. You'll love her. Don't make this weird. Okay. So my advice is to go start lots of conversations. If you want to help 6 people and get this iPad and the $400+ it's probably going to take you more than starting 6 conversations, but I can promise you it is worth it, especially when that iPad arrives and you start having friends sending you text messages like, hey, oh my gosh, I just went to the bathroom today for the first time. Hey, oh my gosh, my thyroid levels are leveling out. Hey, oh my gosh, I actually feel really good. I wake up rested. Y'all, it is so much fun. This is so much fun. So let's go have some fun in March and let's go get some friends started. And then you go pick your prize. Hey, you guys, welcome to March.
I thought that was so cute, and she did it in such a calm, easy manner. We sometimes overcomplicate things so much, right? Okay. Take that. Who's all starting conversations? I think it was Esther today in her IPA chat said that she had started 10 conversations. Woohoo! That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And let's not make it hard, right? Edmonton, April 26th, Growth Summit. Toronto and Edmonton is April 26th. The Quebec one in French is, I believe, the next weekend in May, I believe. So excited for that. I was supposed to be heading out to Toronto. I since pivoted, and today we decided that I'm going to go to Edmonton. So I can't wait to see you guys. Yay! Bring your friends. It'll be worth coming. Definitely worth coming. Working on seeing if we can have some time together. So more on that in a little bit. We have Wednesday night is our women's health event in the Wellness Collective. It is an excellent event. It'll be by post. We haven't done one of them in a long time, but get your people in there. What I love about doing events in there is it gives them exposure to everything else too. And so once you have them there, then they are continually layered with exposures, and you can tag them in different posts and different things that they are struggling with. And like Jordan said, hey, I'm not sure if you know what I'm doing, but hey, you might want to check this out, right? It's so good to just keep it light. Okay, anybody else have something to add? Something that they are doing, working towards? Robin, are you scared to message people that like your post? It's not scary.
I'm always like, are they gonna, if they say no, are they gonna keep liking my posts? Because like I do like the numbers up there, and then I'm like, hey, Robin, it doesn't matter.
You're right. You're right. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. Thank you all for sharing. Have a great night.